Well, both the Queensland Premier and the opposition leader voted in today's crucial state election. David Crisafulli looks all but certain to take the top job from Stephen Miles, but by what margin is the big question. 4 weeks ago, the LNP was on track to bring considerable political change to the Sunshine State, but polling out yesterday shows Labor narrowing the margin. This is the current state of play. Labor holds 51 of the 93 seats in Parliament. The LNP has 35 seats, while Katter's Australia Party has 4. 47 seats are required to govern in Queensland. According to The Australian, Labor is potentially facing a huge defeat in the regions, particularly in the far north, where crime and health have dominated the election campaign. The latest news poll by The Australian suggests the KAP is picking up 2 seats in Townsville. Labor looks certain to protect seats in and around Brisbane from an incursion by the Greens. Well, Premier Stephen Miles has made his final pitch to voters in what has become a very close race for that top job after a 4-week campaign. Lauren Forbes has more.
Stephen Miles has cast his ballot here in Marumba, north of Brisbane, the seat he's held since 2017. Joined by his wife Kim and daughter Bridie, Stephen Miles took time to connect with voters and campaigners. He says only time will tell if his campaign efforts were enough, but he's feeling good. Happy the gruelling 4-week campaign is coming to an end?
I don't want to. Yeah, yes and no. I know that sounds ridiculous, but we really enjoy it. It's been fun.
36 seats in 36 hours. Must be tired.
No, I'm doing good. I'm going to add some more seats to the tally today.
Although Marumba is traditionally a safe Labor seat, this close statewide race has made every vote count. Voters are facing a wall of campaign material at polling stations, including Labor posters pledging to protect a woman's right to choose. It's part of Stephen Miles' attack on the opposition, reminding Queenslanders the LNP previously voted to keep abortion a criminal offence. It's part of his aim to set Labor apart on women's rights and to shore up voters.
I know that Queensland women will be asking themselves, am I sure? Am I sure that they won't change our abortion laws? And unless he can guarantee there won't be a conscience vote, then David Crisafulli can't assure Queensland women that the law won't change and that the state won't force them to stay pregnant even if they don't want to be.
Some voters told us the message on abortion is resonating, while others are more focused on crime and the rising cost of living.
Whining a little bit, as you can see. So yeah, I'll definitely be, I think, voting Labor. Greens last, so it's a bit of a tough one for me considering they work together so closely. But I don't see LNP making any better changes. So.
And did the abortion rights, did that play on your mind at all when you cast your ballot?
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Probably youth crime, I would say. So yeah, that's well, I'll be voting for LNP or One Nation.
We're very happy with what Stephen's doing, so we just hope he keeps on helping people, as he said.
I'm super grateful for the reduction in public transport at the moment. That's definitely helped me and my family out, so yeah.
A safer community, you know, we can stay at home at night without fear of being invaded, all that sort of stuff, you know.
Women's rights, absolutely, we have to protect them.
In the past 36 hours, Stephen Miles has crisscrossed 36 seats from the Sunshine Coast to Brisbane's northern suburbs, rallying for support. And his work is not done yet. He's planning on visiting 2 more Brisbane seats before the day ends.
And the opposition leader David Crisafulli has also voted after beginning election day in the only Labor-held electorate on the Gold Coast. Our Queensland political reporter Harry Clark has all the details.
David Crisafulli made an election day statement by appearing in 2 electorates that are held by Labor ministers. Firstly, Gavin on the Gold Coast, held by Housing Minister Megan Scanlon, and then he cast his ballot at the Springwood State High School in the electorate of Springwood, which is held by the Energy Minister Mick de Brenny, who's been under siege over recent months over Labor's handling of the Catalide power station leading up to the explosion that occurred at that facility. David Crisafulli was joined by his wife Tegan to cast his ballot and had a final election day pitch to Queensland voters.
I just have a message to everyone who is sitting at home absorbing this message, and if you wonder how important your vote is, the answer is extremely, and we've had seats decided by half a dozen people in recent times, and your vote matters and you deserve better than what you're getting, and I really want Queenslanders to know that, and know that we're serious about addressing those big four issues. We've spoken a lot about it, and our attention hasn't taken one step away from those big four crises that Queenslanders tell us they want addressed: youth crime, health, housing, cost of living.
Mr Crisafulli began his day on the Gold Coast in the seat of Gavin, which is held by Labor Minister Megan Scanlon. And there's a big push from the LNP. Their candidate is high-profile former television journalist Bianca Stone. We spoke to some of the locals of Gavin to ask them what was on their mind as they headed to the ballot box.
I don't even know who I'm voting for.
We're not even too sure yet.
Megan Scanlon's great. I think she does a great job. She knocks on, she personally gets out there and knocks on your door. So she comes to our house and has a chat, and I think that's really gutsy for a politician to do that.
Bianca Stone, mate, that's what I'm thinking about. I think she's rock solid and good to go.
It's of course now up to Queensland voters to decide on Queensland's next government. No doubt we'll see David Crisafulli, going by his frenetic itinerary over the past 4 weeks, appear in several additional seats before polls close at 6 p.m. this evening.